All right.
Hi, everybody. We're live. Hotel Nerd. Sorry about there not being an intro this week. I know people are going to get used to that, but my program didn't want to work, so kind of got screwed on that. Joining me today, as always, is co-host John from Movie Lovers Unite.
Hi, how you doing?
And we have, and bear with me if I butcher it. I am so sorry ahead of time.
Go ahead.
Louis DeFrenchie Monette.
You're close. Yeah, it's Louis the Frenchie. Mo as in the character from Simpsons, and net as in fishing net. So Mo net.
Okay. Well, it was closer than what I had it in the green room. And also Soda from Schmoes of the North.
Howdy.
Did I got that part right?
Yeah, yes, you got that one right.
Yes, well, thank you for having us on. It's a real
Yes,
treat.
thank you.
And so yeah, I can't wait to get it.
All right. So just a couple things right off the top here. This episode we're going to do things a little bit different. John's going to have a point on this one after this announcement, and also we do have two ways for you to donate tonight. We have both PayPal, which we set up during Brett and Kate. Many people were asking to donate, and we also have Streamlabs. I have the banner running at the bottom. Unfortunately, we do not have the ability yet to get Streamlabs to pop their messages up on the video feed. I've been fighting all week to get that to work, and I've been losing that fight. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to run off the SEM system, and we're going to do $20 plus donations will be right away by me. I will be honorary, as Larry calls me, Nerdbot. And yes, I see you there, Newman. But anything else we will read at the end of the episode once we get done with discussions and whatnot. So send them donations in. We'll get them read. I have everything pulled up here so I can read them in time. And when we have the $20+ ones, then we'll do that right away. Otherwise, let's hit the road running. John?
Sure.
All right. Okay, so I just want to say thanks again for joining us and everything. We do appreciate being here. I actually listened to one of your episodes the other day. Lou, you actually were talking about Clerks 2, and I really love how deep you guys actually got into the discussion. You went deep into the whole entire psychology of it, and I really have to commend you on that, man, because I wasn't even thinking about the comments on what you were doing with that. And then I'm like, okay, he's going deep with this. So I just want to say that was actually pretty cool.
Hey, bro. In that case, what I'm trying to do is working because that was the whole purpose. I have a tendency to go deep into my thoughts, man, and analyze things like I shouldn't. And I do that with movies, and I really wanted to express that. And movies is a lot of things, you know. It's not just a story. There's a lot of messages in there, and I find that that's the coolest part of a movie, you know, when you really dig deep, especially ones you've already seen a billion times, and something blows you.
Right.
You've never seen it that way, you know.
Yeah,
And that's how I felt about Clerks. Yeah. You can go. Go on ahead.
I was going to say, I joined him on an episode of The Frenchie Watches, which is what you listened to. And when we talked about The Thing, he mentions like a subliminal message point of view that I never picked up on, was that if The Thing is could be seen as a metaphor for AIDS. And it's like,
right, it totally blew my mind with the whole entire go-kart scene with Clerks as well. Like, I didn't think about that with Randall and everything, you know, because, you know, we all think of him as that douchebag character, and then and Dante sees a lot more of the emotional side than what people see him as. And it's like behind closed doors, you know, when you're with somebody, you see all their vulnerabilities and everything else. And then that's the same thing with Dante and Randall. He sees everything. So I really do appreciate what y'all are actually doing with y'all's podcast and everything. from the both of you and everything, because I actually listened to some more of y'all's stuff besides that one episode.
Well, thanks. In that case, you ordered already, but next episode we actually have a special guest from Schmoes itself, and we go deep into a movie that no one has ever heard. Okay, it's a small Canadian movie, but if you can find it, it's a mind trip, and we go like you think Clerks 2 is deep. Holy shit! Buckle up, because we really go deep.
Well, did you say it's on Amazon Prime? No, sorry, it's not on Amazon Prime. It's on something else.
It's on my movie.
Yeah, your movie.
On Crave, Canadian version.
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah,
I can't wait to actually listen to that. So, anyways, another thing too that we were actually going to talk about was the Tenet trailer. Chris, what was your thoughts on the Tenet trailer? Because I know you actually watched it.
Confused as hell. I have no idea what the hell's going on.
Okay, so basically what I got from it was, it's kind of like, if you think about it, like a futuristic guardian angel to try and change events before they actually happen. Everybody, I think, gets like a tenant to actually help them and everything, and basically they're trying to stop something before it even happens. So I think this guy is like the guardian angel of protecting somebody and trying to prevent something from actually happening. That's what I'm getting the vibe from.
Oh,
that's how I see it.
Nolan is a master of messages. He picks his subjects matter so well. If that's what you're describing, that's completely in something I'm interested to watch.
He's probably the one director that makes my brain hurt.
Right. But yeah, I mean, I like different types of movies and everything. I try at least anything once just to see what it's going to do. But, you know, I like Christopher Nolan's movies as far as the Batman trilogy goes, all except maybe Dark Knight Rises, which to me is like still the weakest part of the trilogy. Yeah. I just didn't really care for the flow of it or anything like that. I don't know how you guys feel about that one.
I like the Dark Knight Rises. I think it's actually a pretty good movie. It's to me, it's like the Godfather 3 of the trilogy. It's a good movie and a series of great movies.
I can definitely see that aspect to it.
Yeah, and I haven't really seen much Nolan outside of that. And The Prestige is actually my favorite Nolan film. Like, I love the movie so much.
Prestige is really good.
Yeah, little bit. He did. Was it Insomnia, right?
Yeah, he did Insomnia.
Okay, little known fact: Insomnia was filmed 4 hours away from where I live, in the same town that The Thing was filmed in.
Yep.
Oh, wow.
Stewart, BC.
That is crazy.
There's some stories going around town of Robin Williams coming to our airport and like chatting up everybody and signing autographs and stuff. Oh yeah.
By the way, to give everyone context, Soda is Schmoes of the North movie and wrestling historian. He can pull up some weird and awesome facts about any movie, man. It's ridiculous.
Yep. Well, being said about wrestling historian, two things. First off, I listened to the bit with Undertaker and Foley, and I didn't know Undertaker had a broken foot during that match.
Oh,
yeah, if you actually watch the match, you see him wince when he enters the arena, and when he jumps down off the cage, yeah, you see him like really like wince and protect himself. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought maybe he hurt himself on the. Excuse my phone there. I thought that he maybe hurt himself like climbing down off the cage, but I didn't know that he had a broken foot. So,
yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, that happened on a house show just prior to it, and they didn't know until day of that if he could go or not.
Yeah, that actually adds to the lore. Now that I know that, for me personally, that adds to the lore of Undertaker of them being this unbeatable force.
Yeah. It's funny, if you look at that match with a broken foot, he still climbs the cage better than Mick Foley did.
Well, that's true.
Yeah. Yeah, and actually, a little known fact that I just recently learned, because I was watching, it's called WWE Untold, where they go into like classic matches or rivalries, and Mick Foley said that after that match, they purposely put foot holds into the cage so it's easier for everybody to climb up.
Huh.
I could believe that because of how many times Mick almost fell off of that damn cage. Not so much Tinker, Mick.
Well, yeah, and the amazing part is the second bump wasn't expected. Like, it wasn't supposed to happen. The cage wasn't supposed to break. So that was the more dangerous one, because if he had over-rotated that chokeslam, he'd have landed on his neck and died. Really, the worst that happened was he got knocked out because a chair landed on his face.
Wow.
Yeah.
I still remember that.
That whole bit with Jim Ross saying, "Oh my God, you killed him." Like, I heard that. Like, I literally thought Mick Foley was dead. Honestly.
Well, yeah, I mean, a bump like that, you'd think so. And Jim Ross didn't know.
And not only that, but his family was there too. Whenever they they witnessed him falling through that cage, and everything too, which was also one of the reasons why they wanted him to retire.
Yeah, no
kidding.
Well,
see him go through that again.
Yeah, that and the Royal Rumble '99 match against The Rock, the I Quit match, because Rock gave him like 11 unprotected chair shots to the head. They originally only planned 3, but yeah, The Rock just kept going to town on him. It's probably one of the most brutal matches I've ever seen.
Now,
my other favorite match.
My second part, not to cut you off there, John. Just to finish my thought.
No.
Did you see what the hell was it? Maybe that was on Vibe. Dark Side of the Ring.
Dark Side of the Ring? Yes. Yeah, I've watched every episode of that.
What were your thoughts about the Owen Hart bit? Jim Ross finding out 10 seconds before.
Louis was about to say something. Oh, I didn't like that. Louis was about to say something, and then I'll go into my thoughts.
Because I keep hearing it, and sort of been keep nagging me to watch. Is that good?
It is. Yeah, it's the closest you'll get to a wrestling true crime podcast. And honestly, I was pretty annoyed at that situation that you mentioned, where Jim Ross only found out like 10 seconds before he was live that Owen Hart had died. But the thing you got to understand is, there was no precedent for that type of situation. Like, nobody had fallen in the ring and died. Nobody knew what to do. It hasn't happened since. So it's like, you can kind of excuse how everybody behaved that night, because there was nothing to look at. But the biggest thing I took out of that episode was, I'm an Owen Hart fan, always have been. And I'm a guy, I would love to see him into the Hall of Fame. But to hear Martha speak, it kind of brought perspective on it. And I actually agree with her decision not to put him in, because why would you want to let the company that is essentially responsible for your husband's death elect him into the Hall of Fame so they can get some form of closure? Like, when I heard that, it's like, okay, I finally understand why.
Now,
I can see that.
My big thing was that I didn't get to watch the whole episode, so I just got to watch clips of it.
Yeah.
But the bit where, like, I still to this day, even as before watching this, I didn't understand why the cops just didn't stop the show. Why the cops?
Me too.
The Kansas City cops. It was Kansas City, right?
Yeah, at the Cow Palace.
Right. Yeah. Why the Kansas City cops didn't go and say, "Hey, you're done."
Well, yeah, because
this is a crime scene. That ring is a crime scene. You're done.
Well, like some of the things they brought up, like showing the picture, and you see Owen Hart's blood on the mat when they had that police shot from the jumbotron, and I didn't know that when, like, it's something that never occurred to me, but when he hit, apparently his body with the force broke some of the boards in the ring, and the wrestlers had to wrestle on that.
Yep.
But the thing that really gave me the chills was when she revealed she had the mechanism, the clip that malfunctioned when Owen Hart fell. She has it in her possession.
Wow.
Yeah, and that's just like
chills was his son. The final words that he said to his son: "Take care of your mom. Take care of your sister."
Yeah.
Final words from Owen, and then everybody backstage said that he was not himself.
Yeah, that's something you've always heard.
He was agitated that he had to do the spot. He didn't want to do it. He foreseen what was coming.
Yeah, it's one of those things that I wish they had the 2020 mindset in 1999, because there's no way they do that stunt now. No way. Not without the right precautions. But it is what it is.
I agree with you on that. Because I was wondering myself, like, why didn't they just shut that whole entire thing down and try to reschedule it for another time? I understand that they have to make money and everything.
Yeah.
At the same time, you have like a full-on investigation going on. You're trying to. I understand the show must go on, but at least consideration that one of your top wrestlers passed away, and just shut it down until further notice. You know.
Someone higher up must have just decided it, right? It probably was.
It was Vince.
Yeah,
it's Vince. Vince has the sale. Yeah.
When it comes down to the shows, basically Vince is God when it comes down to the shows. At least it was back then. I don't know if it still is now. I would
still is. It still is.
But
no, I have a question because I don't know much about wrestling. Okay, I don't really know him as a whole, except for the little tidbits. Could we say Vince is corrupted? To make that decision,
absolutely, 100% without a question. You want to see somebody, not to get political, you want to see somebody more corrupt than our president right now? Look at Vince.
Well, here's the thing. You could definitely make the argument that he is extremely corrupt, but he also, unlike your current president, actually does really good things for people. Like when The Undertaker, at WrestleMania 30, when The Undertaker lost to Brock Lesnar, Undertaker gets concussed in the match and actually collapsed behind the stage. He left the position, left WrestleMania, and actually went with The Undertaker to the hospital. He's never done that before. All of his past employees who have drug problems, he pays out of his own pocket for their rehab. He always tries to help.
There are good things that Vince does. Vince does have a heart, but
he's corrupted and having a heart
as a whole. He's corrupt.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Like he does a lot of good things, but the bad things he does are just so bad that they outweigh the good.
Right, and that's just like the whole entire concussion issue too. Christian brought up.
Yeah.
With the PTSD and all the stuff that actually happened. I forgot what the wrestler's name was. With
Benoit.
That killed his family.
Yeah, Benoit. Yeah. That was the first episode of this season.
Yep, and that also goes back to how corrupt it is, and letting someone wrestle with that kind of disability. You know what I'm saying? With concussion and everything else, he didn't care about that wrestler or anything like that.
But that's the thing. That happened in 2008, and what we know now, they didn't know back then. Like they were just starting to know about it. So I mean, it's not that they didn't care. It's just they didn't have the knowledge. They didn't know.
Right.
Well, that's why they were so careful about Daniel Bryan too, to come to your point.
Exactly. Okay. And like it's been said that the Chris Benoit murder homicide almost brought down the wrestling business, like almost completely ripped it down. And after that, the doctors finally got up his brain, discovered about the CT, that's when they finally started taking all precautions. I have not seen a headshot in WWE since. They've taken so much precautions when it comes to the health of their employees. It's not fun. It's fun. It's amazing.
That's actually true. I forgot the time and era during that time where, where we didn't know that about the concussions or that either when it came down to that. So that's a good call on your part. I forgot all about that compared to now.
Yeah, like
because even with football.
Yeah, there was a former wrestler named Chris Nowinski who had his career cut short because of concussions. He's the one he's one of the foremost actual doctors working on that CTE thing, and he's one of the guys that discovered it. He's the one that went to Benoit's father and said, "I think I might know why your son might have done it," and that's when they discovered he had the brain of an 80-year-old. Was it 80-year-old a man with dementia? And he was in his early 40s.
We had the same issue with Eddie Guerrero with the heart issue because of the drugs that he was doing.
Exactly. His heart just came out.
And they would have been more aware of the drug problem within the locker room, which I'm sure somebody was aware. Just nobody was saying it.
Exactly. What happened to Eddie Guerrero is
somebody wasn't aware that he was doping up somewhere.
Yeah. And what happened to Eddie Guerrero is probably the more common wrestler death. Cause of wrestler death is the heart issue because of past drug use.
Yep. I'm surprised Hogan's still alive.
Yeah, no kidding. Eh? Well, all the vitamins.
I agree with you.
or hell, or Schwarzenegger for that matter.
Mm-hmm.
It's like,
Yeah.
to be
Stallone.
it's not natural, you know.
Yeah. But I mean, if you look at what steroids has done, like the best example is superstar Billy Graham, the guy who Hulk Hogan and Jesse Ventura patterned themselves after. Big steroid user in the 70s. Like, he was the biggest, baddest guy in the block. Now he's confined to a wheelchair. He's had kidney transplants, liver issues. Like, it makes you think, is it worth it?
I wonder what Steiner looks like now for how ripped he was when he was in his prime.
He can
I
barely
wonder
move.
what Scott Steiner looks like.
You know what? He still looks the same, but you can tell that it's taken its toll on him. Like, he has a hard time moving in the ring, or moving in general. And what shocked me is the dude's 58. Oh yeah, for sure. But I mean, also jacked. He's had his still jacked, and he's also has massive anger issues.
Let's see. Another match of mine, though, is the one with Jeff Hardy and The Undertaker, the ladder and chair match, when they were actually going at each other for the championship belt.
Yep, the ladder match. That match made Jeff Hardy a star.
Yep. He had some guts. I have to give him that. I mean, he just kept on going after him.
Yeah, that's another guy I'm surprised can still walk. Like, you know who Jeff Hardy is, Louis?
I know that there's two brothers, right? So I don't know which one is.
Yeah. Jeff Hardy is the Daredevil. He's essentially he's the Evel Knievel of the two.
Who's the one with the Miss Frankenstein hair, like ugly as fuck?
Matt.
Okay.
Matt.
All right, so I know.
Yeah.
Matt looks like he got hit one too many times at the ugly tree on the way down.
Yeah. Okay. So now I know. Right.
But yeah, seeing some of the seeing some of the shit Jeff has done, it's amazing the man can still walk.
Like, I'm not going to say that I'm the prettiest person in the room because, I mean, I got hit by the ugly tree a couple times coming down the tree, too. So,
again, coming from the perspective of not knowing wrestling, what's the craziest thing Jeff Hardy has done?
Jumping off the Titantron?
Oh, fuck. Yeah, he's done. He's jumped on the Titantron. It's a clip that's actually one of the more famous clips. It's replayed all the time. He took the spear from Edge off a ladder, dropped a good 15 feet into the ring flat.
He's done on that. If you ever watch Edge and you listen to him talk about it, Edge says, I was out cold for 10 seconds. Didn't know where the hell I was when I came to.
Yep. He's done his finishing move, which is a forward somersault called the Swanton Bomb. He's done it off the top of 20-foot ladders onto somebody through a table, and then his tailbone hits the floor. He's done backflips off the top of cages and missed. Like, the dude's nuts.
And is there anyone...
That was what they were famous for.
Yep. Sorry, Lou, what?
Is there anyone crazier than him, or he's considered the craziest?
When it comes to the aerial stuff, he's definitely the craziest. If you want to go, like, complete lunacy, that's got to be PCO, who's probably a guy none of you have heard of. He used to be in a tag team in the 90s from the Quebecers, but he, like, electrocutes his nipples, and he does, like, all these weird things. He's like Frankenstein reborn is kind of his gimmick. You should look some of his stuff up. It's really out there.
Okay.
And then there's also the Japanese death matches. There's also the Japanese death matches.
You want to see a match that put people on the map? Watch the ladder match between the Hardy Boys and Christian.
Yeah, No Mercy 1999.
That's a good one.
On the map and put the Hardy Boys on the map at the same time. You had 4 stars made that night. That match is
exactly.
insane.
Yeah, they had a standing ovation the next night on Raw for that one.
Also, a little question: is Jeff Hardy the one with drug problems, or that's
Matt?
Yeah, it is.
That's Jeff.
Matt has them too, but Jeff has them worse.
Okay.
Yeah, Jeff has actually appeared in the main event of his show completely out of his mind for the title. It was really bad. It's one of the more infamous title matches that's ever happened. Like, he couldn't go. He just went out completely bombed on live pay-per-view.
You're talking about the TNA match?
Yeah, the TNA match against Sting, yeah.
Yeah, Sting, when everybody's yelling, this sucks, and Sting gets on the mic and says, you're right, it sucks.
Yeah. Yeah, it was bad.
I've never heard of that moment. Wow.
I think it's on YouTube. I'll send you a link to it, Lou. It's a sight to see.
Interesting. All right, cool.
Yeah.
It was definitely one hell of a train wreck.
That's putting it nicely.
And Jeff's had some train wrecks, but that one takes the cake.
Yeah, exactly.
Most definitely. When you look at his whole entire career and everything, yeah, that's some big things right there.
Yeah.
Now, one more thing I wanted to ask, being that we're on topic here, real quick, and John, go on with your next one. Favorite wrestling moment ever? I'll say mine real quick was when Matt and Jeff returned at WrestleMania when everybody suspected it was coming. Nobody had confirmed that it was coming. I'll say that one and John Cena's surprise appearance at Royal Rumble.
That was a good one. The first one I'm going to say was my favorite for years, and it was Macho Man and Elizabeth reuniting at WrestleMania 7. And the whole lifting her up the shoulders and all that jazz. That was surpassed this year at the Royal Rumble when the Rated R superstar Edge came back after 9 years of retirement because he had a broken neck and couldn't wrestle again. That is my favorite wrestling moment. Just the pop, the tears, the emotion, everything. It was probably the most perfect moment you could ever ask for in the world of wrestling.
Mine, I'll start with my joke answer. Anytime Alexa Bliss is on.
Amen, brother.
I see her in person. She is not as pretty as she looks on TV, just FYI.
I'm going to say, makeup or no makeup, I've seen her photos, and yeah, she's hot. That being said, the real answer is actually, because I've been watching recently, I don't know much things of the past, but when Braun Strowman completely wrecked Apollo, I forgot his name, the big black guy.
Apollo Crews.
Crews, yeah. He drove him inside like the entrance and like smashed walls and everything. That was mind-blowing to me.
Oh yeah, that was intense. How about you, movie lover? What's yours?
That was the ladder match with Jeff and everything. That was my favorite one. And then, of course, the Holyfield match, cage match, was actually one of my other favorites as well. Because that's how intense that was. And then watching him having to fall, that was just something that I was not expecting. So those are my two that I really have to say that I enjoyed a lot.
Right on. Yeah, there's lots of great moments. There's a lot. Like, it's hard to pick.
Definitely. Like, I can actually think of some stuff in the 90s that I can actually think of. The Undertaker and stuff like that. Because Undertaker's actually one of my favorites. And then, of course, The Rock. And then he's actually another one of my favorites.
Yeah, my favorite's probably Triple H. Just for overall career.
But let's see. Have you guys seen Fighting With My Family or anything like that?
Yeah, I like it.
That was a good movie.
I haven't seen it yet. I do want to see it though.
It's really good.
As a wrestling fan, I'm sitting there. I think it's on Amazon.
Okay,
yeah, it's on Amazon where I watched it at.
But yeah, I remember watching it in theaters, and as a wrestling fan, I'm just sitting there going, "Okay, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. That really did happen."
Yeah, you definitely pick, even whenever. Oh, go on ahead, Louis.
It's not the most realistic, I'm guessing, but yes, there's a lot of like, I don't know, unrealistic moments in a sense, or like it went too fast. The progression was very like, boom, now she's the star. Like, what the fuck happened there? You know? But it was still enjoyable.
I agree with you. It is enjoyable, and I have to agree with you on that one too. Though the progression of where Paige came, I wish that they would actually take a little more time developing that part, because I would like to actually see her character arc go from someone that's actually struggling, someone that's actually now on the rise of being a superstar in the WWE. That's what I wanted to see, but they did it a little too fast.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like they meshed a lot of these characters together, but also they completely skipped her NXT career. She was the very first NXT Women's Champion, and they didn't even mention that.
And to me, I think they should have at least mentioned that or give a tip of the hat. Because that's a major point in her career, to where she's like, I can do this. I can be a big myself. And I wish it would. Go on. Sorry.
What these guys saying is basically telling me that it would have been better on Netflix or HBO, the miniseries, instead of a big movie. Because
Most definitely.
if it was that deep of a career, might as well extend it and not just.
Like, it definitely does what most
definitely.
movies do, and it truncates a lot of the story, which you have to do to fit it in 2 hours. And it was a good movie, but it's like there was more that could have been shown.
Right, I got that whole entire thing. Even the part with Chris Vaughn being in the movie and everything kind of took me out just a little bit because of the fact that I wanted him to be. I did a good job playing the serious role in that part, in a sense. Yeah. But what I mean? I wish that they would have actually gave him a little more stuff to do to make him be that hard coach on them, so that way they can actually progress better.
Well,
and everything, and it just seems he didn't bring his level to that.
Well, that's the thing. That's probably the most noticeable character that is like a mesh of multiples. Like, that's a mesh of Bill DeMott and Dusty Rose, and I think somebody else. Like, they put all those three into that character because this character is not a real person.
Right. I can actually see that.
Yeah.
And everything. And, I know Louis actually mentioned the fact that, they mentioned that better TV series. And I mean, not really good to be a movie. It's actually designated to be a TV series versus being a movie.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to agree with him on that. Because, for example, this is me talking out a little out of the box a little bit. For Death Note, you see, I'm not a big anime fan, but I love the anime of Death Note. And then whenever they put it into the US for the movie version, I'm like, this would have played better in a TV show versus a movie. Because you can actually have the character arc. You can actually have the characters to be better developed as a TV series versus a movie. Because 2.5 hours for a movie, sometimes you can get it fleshed out, sometimes you can't. It's all about the writing and the progression of what you can do with it.
Well, you see, something else going with what you're saying as well is it kind of shows. I'm not familiar with the director, but it kind of feels like the director never did a biography movie. Also, right?
True.
I think it was Stephen Merchant's first movie directing. Like, he's well known for being a co-creator of The Office and all that stuff. But if I'm not mistaken, it was his first director movie.
So it kind of shows because it was a fun movie, but at the same time, for someone who does a lot of biography, there's probably a pacing, a way to write someone's career, So it might not even be the director. It might be like the screenwriter never really wrote a biography.
Right.
It kind of shows.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah,
too.
definitely.
That's actually another point.
Right.
That's like, if you want to think about it, you also use Straight Outta Compton, for example. They covered it on the positives and negatives, but then once you actually get into the last half of it, they went into more of the positives and the negative. And whenever I'm watching a biopic of something, whether it's a band, whether it's about wrestling or anything, I want to get into both of it. I want to get to do the positives and negatives, not just glorify the person because of the fact that they're this big, huge band or whatever. I want the positives and I want the negatives.
Yeah. Well,
because that's what they are. I don't want right.
That's the biggest. Like, this is a movie I enjoy, but that is the biggest negative for Bohemian Rhapsody. A lot of that shit didn't happen. Like, they never broke up. Things were placed in the wrong time period. Just a lot of that stuff is complete bullshit, which is weird because the band themselves were involved in the making of the movie.
Well, that's another thing too, and I think even Christian brought this too because we're involved so much. It was like, okay, they don't want Freddie to be in a negative light, so therefore they want to have to put something else in the place of it. So that could be also two other things that they've done. But I definitely agree with you on that because it felt like Bohemian Rhapsody felt like a VH1 behind the music type of TV. If you think about it, you remember those old TV shows with like Meatloaf and all that when we're like behind the music movies. That's what it felt like to me in a certain sense. I enjoy the movie, but right.
Yeah, you're right. Rocket Man did it better.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I think Selena was actually a better biopic than what they did with Bohemian Rhapsody.
I can't say I've seen that one. Like, I know about
Lopez in it and everything. But
I'm familiar, but I've just never seen it.
Right. That's the thing. In Spanish class, we basically would actually have like a time we actually would put on a movie, and so our Spanish teacher put on Selena for some reason,
Oh,
and we
okay.
would just watch Selena.
That's funny.
I bet you, okay, I'm just tired of teaching, so I'm just on a movie to teach you how to do Spanish.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. But what other biopics do you actually like, though? Just wondering.
Biopics. Trying to think. I liked Ali a lot. Yeah, yes, we are. I like Ali a lot. Like I said, Fighting with a Family was a good one. Oh God, you're putting me on the spot with that one.
Good.
Oh wow.
Lincoln.
No.
Lincoln, yeah, Lincoln was pretty good.
I fall asleep on that movie every time I try to watch it. I really do.
Yeah.
I really do. I just can't stay awake.
Walk the Line is a good one.
Yeah. So to name me
What's
other
that
one.
one?
Well, then you got like
a little bit say Braveheart.
Oh, yeah.
that's a massive cheat. But a good one. Well, like okay, biopics. Like okay, so you got Bohemian Rhapsody, you got Rocket Man, Ali, American Gangster. I guess you could say is a biopic.
Yeah, and it's actually close to
Yeah. What's the one on that Bale did recently on Cheney?
What?
Yeah, Cheney.
Dick, I think is what it's called. Yeah, Dick. That's a good one.
Oh, Dick.
But it's biography. Yes, it's a biography, but just at that moment, Moneyball probably is my favorite one.
Yeah.
I forgot
That was a good one.
I forgot that was a biopic.
Yeah. My personal favorite is one that nobody really heard of. It's called Nowhere Boy. It's a biopic on John Lennon's early years up until the Beatles went to Hamburg.
Oh,
Okay.
wow. I didn't hear about that one.
Yeah, it was an Indian movie probably about 11 years ago. Definitely worth checking out. They all do his own singing. You got the first meeting of McCartney Lennon. It's basically it's all about his childhood up until he leaves for Hamburg, and where the Beatles start becoming famous. It's really good. It's got Aaron Taylor Johnson, who was Kick-Ass. He plays John Lennon.
Huh.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah.
Because I'm
definitely worth
into biopics and history. Yeah.
Yeah, no, definitely worth it.
All right. Yeah, for me, American Gangster was really good though for a biopic, and it's if you actually look at the background of it and everything, because that's what I did after the film. Everything connects to how the movie actually was. Like, there's nothing that was really left out of it to where they actually made it more where they actually exaggerated it.
Mm-hmm.
Because even in the director's cut and everything, it's something that I really like. Oh, go on ahead.
Yeah, I just thought of one. Some could disagree and some could agree. And I don't know much about the guy, but I actually found it interesting was W.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
That was interesting.
Yeah, okay.
I feel like they took
that was a really good one.
Huh?
Sorry, what was that?
They took a lot of liberties on that one.
But
okay, I've never seen it, so
I don't know the guy. But for me, what I saw was interesting because it's not what I expected. They portrayed the character. He's like that a bit in real life, not the storylines, but the way he was acting, the way he portrayed himself and everything. It's interesting because that's not how I see the president or the ex-president. I always saw him as a buffoon, right? Because I don't know much about him. But to see him in real life, let's say, it was really, really not what I expected.
Yeah.
I know the general consensus, at least, I mean, I can't speak for the entire nation, but I know up here in Pennsylvania, the general consensus about George Bush is that Dick ran the country for the most part, especially during 9/11. Dick was in charge.
Yeah.
George was just flying around. Secret Service had control of Air Force One, and George was saying go back to DC, and the Secret Service says absolutely not. Dick's in a bunker, running the country, trying to find out if anything else is going to happen. Yeah. So for all intents and purposes, Dick was running the country at least for a day.
Have any of you guys actually seen the movie Dick?
No, I didn't even know that they made one.
Yeah, you guys have to watch that. Like that's an amazing movie. Amazing movie. And it touches on all the stuff you just mentioned.
I don't know
who I think deserves a biopic.
Who?
You'll probably never see it. Condoleezza Rice.
Sorry, who?
Condoleezza Rice. She was.
Oh yeah.
Can't remember what.
Secretary of State, right?
Yeah, that's what she ultimately.
Yeah, Secretary of State.
I'm trying to remember what she was during 9/11. I can't remember. She played a crucial role though, but I can't remember what role it was. Like, she deserves a biopic at least. Hell, I'm surprised she hasn't run for office, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
You know who also deserves a biopic, and this is a character I always love. Okay, is Dr. Ruth. I don't know if you ever heard her.
Larry's telling
That'd
me
be pretty cool.
The movie you guys are referring to that you're calling Dick is Vice.
That's what it was. Yeah, Dick's totally the movie. Right. Yeah, Vice. No, it was a good movie. I've got one, and it's actually a sports biopic. I guarantee you, none of you guys have heard of the player. His name is Terry Sawchuk. He was the shutout king in the NHL up until Patrick Watt passed him. He was part of the Red Wings teams in the 1950s and late 40s. However, he battled a lot of mental health issues. He had a very short temper, always got into fights with his teammates. After he left the Red Wings, was bounced back and forth around the league. And he died from injuries sustained through a fight with a teammate on his front lawn where they actually were swinging hockey sticks at each other. I think that would be a fascinating biopic.
Huh.
I don't know that name, and I do not know that story.
Yeah, you should definitely look it up. It's very fascinating.
Another biopic. I don't know much about sports, but that was intriguing to me. The whole Houston Astros debacle in the.
Oh yeah.
I would love to understand what the fuck happened.
Oh, you're talking about Candle?
Don't be surprised if you see that in 10 years.
Yeah.
I was going to say, because that ain't done yet. That ain't done yet at all. The Major League Baseball teams still got to play them in the regular season for the first time. And I guarantee you, every one of them people, when they go up to bat, they're going to get at least one ball thrown at their head per game.
Yeah, they might as well replace the team logo with a target. The truth.
Another
Major League Baseball said that they're going to penalize anybody that does it, but I still see it happening.
Oh yeah, people are still going to do it.
Another one that I liked was Borg versus McEnroe with Shia LaBeouf.
Oh, really? Is it good? I haven't seen it.
I loved it. It's on Amazon Prime, and I went on ahead and checked it out. Shia does a fantastic job at playing McEnroe. And then, they're both different. I like the fact that it shows Shia in America versus how Borg is in his country, showing the differences between the two of them and the strategies they actually have to use against each other. About how Borg actually has to try and get into his head. I really love that. And then if you're not familiar with tennis at all, they actually explain certain rules are in tennis as well. Because I even said this on the podcast. I said, I don't know a thing about tennis at all. So I'm glad they actually put that in there because of people not knowing what this is.
Yeah. Did any of you guys see Battle of the Sexes with Steve Carell and Emma Stone?
It's on my list.
That's a good one. I would check that out. And probably this Miracle is a great one. The hockey one.
I saw Miracle, but I don't remember the details.
Oh man, it's a good movie.
It's been forever since I watched it.
I'm changing my
on Apple TV.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Sorry about that. I'm changing.
Go on ahead. No. You're good.
Thank you, sir. Changing my favorite one, Raging Bull.
Oh yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, that's about.
My favorite sports movies, Mighty Ducks. Like just the trilogy and a whole. Give me that trilogy.
It's a biography. That's how they started, man.
Yeah, that's the origins of the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Let's see. I also like another one I liked as far as sports movies go is too. Is like, yeah, there's Ali, but I also like UFC. That's Never Back Down. Even though it's not a biopic or anything like that, but it's like the
Warrior?
introduction into the UFC kind of thing. Huh?
Warrior?
Oh, Never Back Down. It's called Never Back Down. And
Oh,
Warrior's
Never Back
a good one,
Down.
too.
Yes,
Warrior's
I saw
a
that in
real good one.
theaters.
Yeah.
Never Back Down. I saw in
Warriors
theaters.
is definitely a good one, man. Yep. And then,
Right on.
let's see. Yeah. There was also another one that I want to mention too that I really liked was it has Sean William Scott in it. He's a hockey player.
Goon.
And then that's a good one. That's one of my favorites.
Lou actually did an episode of The Frenchie Watches on that.
Yeah. And our producer Dave never seen it. And it was pretty cool. And like I said before, Goon is so much more message than we think, because it hit me during when I was watching it. This is a story about a man trying to find his place in the world.
Yeah.
You know, it's everyone can relate to that, because there's a part like Jay Baruchel's doing his podcast and he looks sad, and Jay Baruchel's like what's wrong? And he's like, I just realized everyone has something but me. And then he finds hockey, you know. So it was a lot deeper than I expected second time around.
Oh, 100%. Even the second one is pretty deep. Where it's like he has to.
Don't get me
You like
started.
it? I liked it.
I have to agree with Louis on that one. I liked the first one more than I did the second one. The second one, like, okay, let's just make a movie. To me, it was like, okay, let's make a second one because everybody's been wanting a second one.
Yeah.
Versus having a plot. That's what I liked about the first one.
Mm-hmm. It's been a while since I've seen them. I should probably watch them.
Can I flip a question to you guys?
Sure.
What's your favorite horror movies?
Conjuring.
Yeah, I do have to agree with you on that one.
Which one?
Conjuring.
Oh, okay.
And then for my second and third, I would say second would be The Ring, and then the third would be Ghost Ship.
Ghost Ship was one of the first R-rated movies I got let into when I was 14.
Let's see. For me, I'm gonna go with Conjuring as well, because I love the fact that it doesn't give you any type of music, any type of background. You know, there's actually something behind you or anything like that. And the way the camera actually panhandles around and everything, you don't see everything that's going around you. So you're actually automatically zoomed into this character and you're zoned into it. You don't know what's actually happening, and then when it does, it freaks you out. And I love that whole entire aspect of it. The other movie I'm going to have to go with is the 1975 Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie.
Okay.
It's actually one of my favorites. Because, like I said before, when I was on the thing with Brett, and then this is like the Blair Witch Project in the 1970s. The way that the camera actually looks and the way how real it actually looks makes you actually feel like you're there. Then I also have to go with Don't Breathe and the other. Yeah.
Sorry.
Then the other one I have to go. No. If you go on ahead, Louis.
No. I was just reacting. For me, that anytime that someone says that movie, I have a gut over that reaction. I was so impressed during that movie, so.
Same here. Like, I remember going to movie theaters and these girls were sitting behind me. They had their mouths pretty much covering their mouths because they were freaking out because of how scared they were. And everything, because they were scared not to breathe. And then there's also A Quiet Place. It was also on my list of movies that I really loved because the originality. The originality behind it, where there's no dialogue, but just the way that the characters look at each other and the way they're actually scared and the way they carry themselves during that time. And then also, too, you actually have a character that's pregnant. So it's like, okay, how do you prepare for something like that when you're pregnant and you're also dealing with like an alien invasion type thing? So how do we actually take care of a baby during this time? And then they actually prepared for it. And that's also the mind-boggling thing. They actually had everything planned. So that's what I really love about A Quiet Place. It's smart. It was a smart movie and everything. And I know people had issues with the ending, but I really love the ending. Because it actually explains the father's love for his children on what he would do for his children.
Exactly.
So
Mine, I'd go Conjuring, It Chapter 1, and just because it actually helped shape me in some way with the first Child's Play.
To be honest with you, I have to agree with you on It Chapter 1 as well. And let me just tell you why.
Sucked.
I didn't mind it, it just was too long.
I didn't really care for It Chapter 2 too much. Chapter 1 was my favorite. And here's the thing. I remember being excited for when we were announcing that there's going to be a remake because of the fact of what they did with the miniseries. The miniseries was butchered. And I actually remember hearing the director's commentary on it.
Yeah.
He never read the book. He never knew anything about the Stephen King anything about Stephen King or anything like that. I think he went off of Cliff Notes versus actually knowing the material. But I was like, okay, this explains why the second half of the miniseries was all butchered to the point where I couldn't even understand what was going on.
Yeah.
But I can appreciate the theatrical version for It Chapter 2 because he actually went into the background of the town history and nothing was butchered with that.
It's so
Chapter
creepy.
1 is, it really was.
Yeah. Child's Play is because my mom let me watch it when I was 3. Because according to her, I kept asking her to watch the movie with the doll on the cover. And so I had nightmares till I was into my teens. And then I asked her one day, and that's what she told me. And because of that, I have a lifelong fear of porcelain dolls and anything lifelike like that. I can watch the movie, no problem. I love it, but I can't be near one of those dolls. I can't go into a taxidermy. I'm out. No.
Now, I will say my first introduction to horror was it was out of sheer stupidity as like a 6-year-old kid. And that was, I found this tape. It was a recorded VHS, so it wasn't an official copy of anything. I didn't know what the hell was on it. For all I know, it could have been porn. I don't know. I throw it in the VCR. For all y'all that are too young to know what VCR is, it's a predecessor to the DVD player.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm old.
Me too. Video home system.
Anyhow, and you it starts playing, and it got some pretty groovy music going and whatnot, and it comes up on the screen, and you're going, as soon as I start describing the scene, stop me, I hit something that you remember. Have this really creepy, eerie, groovy music going that's really kind of catchy, and you're going down the steps, and it's going in a spiral pattern, and you're going faster, you're going down into a crypt, and you get down, and you see this platform in the middle of the room. Anybody know where this is going?
There's a laugh involved.
Yep. The Crypt Keeper popped out of the damn sarcophagus. Yeah. Man, I was out of that room quicker than you could say, get the fuck out.
No kidding.
I was
gone. Just see a mini silhouette of hotel nerd right to the wall. That's yeah.
Let's see, my introduction into horror. My introduction into horror was actually. Oh, go ahead.
I was actually going to say mine. Mine's are 28 Days Later.
Oh, yeah. I've not seen that movie. I keep hearing that it's great, and I've not seen that one yet.
Bro, it's something. The visceral nature of the movie. There's something so raw about it that blew my mind when I saw it. Then it would be Nightmare on Elm Street, the first one.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I love that movie.
I love that one.
Something campy, but just stays classic. It's gonna be always a classic in my opinion. And then a more recent one that I never get scared of movies, but something is just wrong about this movie. Something crept in. It's Witch.
Never saw it.
Oh, Witch?
Heard of it.
V-V-I-T. Oh man,
yeah.
So eerie, bro.
Are you talking about The Witch?
Oh yeah, The Witch. Sorry.
Oh yeah, I've seen that. I've seen The Witch.
It's
I know what you're talking about too.
the goats and everything is
Yeah.
so creepy.
I would say
It's
probably
cool. It does have a creepy vibe.
the one that got me on a visceral level would be not the Blair Witch Project, but the Blair Witch. The new one, the Blair Witch.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like that one, I actually Book of Shadows. I liked as like a normal movie per se.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't that found footage documentary thing. But going back and watching the direct sequel to the Blair Witch Project, that I wouldn't say it was great, but it had me entertained. And that's one thing I could say the Blair Witch Project did not do for me.
Yeah, Blair Witch Project sucks.
Blair Witch Project was basement at the end and all the cursing that happened beforehand.
Yeah. Did any of you guys see the Evil Dead remake?
That was good.
I did.
Okay, so my favorite horror movie experience was watching that the second time because I saw it in theaters. I bought it, and then I came back home for a friend's wedding, and after the wedding, we all got together, and they're like, oh, I'm like, let's all watch Evil Dead. They're like, okay. So I'm sitting just enough behind them that they couldn't see me watching them whenever all the really gross, scary parts happened. And just to see them, like, cover their eyes and, like, gag and want to throw up, oh, it was the best. Especially when she, like, at the end of the remake, she, like, rips her hand off. Oh.
John, I don't think we got to your introduction of horror, though.
My introduction, of course, I have to go to Louis' pick for Nightmare on Elm Street because of the eeriness of it. And Robert Englund, I mean, I actually have an autograph of Robert Englund and everything. He actually gave me an autograph picture call, and it actually says "Sleep Kills," and it says "Sleep Kills, John," and that was just perfect. But
Nice.
I remember being introduced into the world of Nightmare on Elm Street, Wes Craven and style. Yeah, it's cheesy and everything back then, but you know, it was just that eerie music, like Lou was pointing out, and then also too something that can kill you in your dreams. Like that'll actually creep you out alone.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because it makes. Right.
I got another one.
No.
I got another one. Cats. That was I've never been scared like that.
Oh, fuck. Cats. Nice.
That was horrible, man. That's
to go back to Nightmare on Elm Street for a moment, like I didn't come across that movie, so like I didn't watch it until I was in my teens. But I remember being a little kid walking through the video store. Again, for those of you old enough to remember, and seeing the VHS case for Nightmare on Elm Street 4, and on the back there is a snapshot of one of the characters. She in the movie, her mother's always trying to make her watch her weight and stuff like that. And in her nightmare, she gets force-fed food and like her cheeks like explode, like keep going until she's bigger. But on the back cover was the scene like her with these big ass cheeks like getting food stuck in her mouth. And I remember looking at that as a little kid, going, like, "What is this?"
Yeah, that's Nightmare on Elm Street Part 5.
It was a 5. Yep. Okay. God, it's like okay. Yep.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh fuck! I lost it. I lost it. Oh, I'll get it back.
Yeah.
Okay. For me,
still say the best.
5.
The best jump scare I ever had was from The Ring.
Sorry, go ahead.
Huh.
Okay, so my favorite thing for 5 was the comic book scene where the kid is in the drawing. That's my favorite part in 5.
Okay,
that's like the
best
only quality that I loved about 5.
The best Nightmare on Elm Street death is part 3, the marionette.
Agreed.
What's the one that has Johnny Depp getting sucked into the
first one
and then all the blood just squirts out?
That's the first one, and there's actually more to that scene that they cut. It keeps going, and he actually emerges out of the bed and just flops down dead. And you can only see it in the making of documentaries. Yeah, you can see it in the making of documentaries. They show that outtake.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Damn it, I keep losing it. Why I have to speak if not? Fuck. All right, I lost it again. Damn it.
But if we're talking
It's okay.
horror movies, the best jump scare that you ever had, for me, it was The Ring with Samara when she comes out of the TV there at the end.
Yeah.
Going up, she's creeping up to that guy, and all of a sudden she's like, poof. She's like right in front of you, and he falls through the table. I know it's coming every time. I know where it's at. I know how it sets itself up. And this damn thing still gets me every damn time.
Mine is nowhere near that scary, but it's from The Conjuring, and it's...
See, I didn't find that scary. A lot of people did, but I
every
didn't find
time it just surprises me. I don't either, but it just makes me jump every time.
Because I kind of expected it, to be honest, in a way.
Yeah, I just don't know why. Every time it just gets me. Like, it doesn't scare me, but it's just like, oh, you know.
Question for you guys: is there an overhyped horror movie that you just don't get the hype for?
Shit, I can think of it. I can even see the poster. It's the one where the kid's drawing on the wall, drawing the face in blood. Oh shit! It was the Ethan Hawke movie. Damn it!
It's
I'm
not
sorry.
Sinister.
Yes, that's it. Sinister.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was overhyped. That movie, if you ever watched that movie is bullshit. I turned that movie off during the hallway scene. And John, you know exactly where I'm going with this rant, so just bear with me a minute. Because you have had this conversation already. But you can see the boom mics. You can see the production crew in the back of the hallway. You can see them setting shit up for this.
Wow.
In the movie. It's bullshit. I'm sorry. I can see production crew, boom mics, and cameras in the hallway to set this scare up. I'm out. I'm done. You get it. If not, or better yet, plus motherfucker, you fail.
Conjuring 2.
Mm.
Yeah,
Was not a fan of Conjuring 2.
Yeah, that was overhyped.
Yeah.
I like the second one though. I actually enjoy that one a lot.
It has moments, but
I can be.
Yeah.
It wasn't nowhere near close to being as good as the first one. No, not even.
Yeah, exactly.
You put those two movies hand in hand and say which one do you like more? I guarantee you, 95% of the population that's seen it is going to say Conjuring 1 over 2.
Yeah, exactly.
Mine would be Insidious. I don't get it. I really don't.
Oh yeah.
I've only seen snippets of that one.
I actually.
Go ahead, John.
Whenever this came out and everything, I thought it was really good. And then I started thinking, okay, this is starting to be a little bit more overhyped than everything on the second viewing of Insidious. I'm like, okay, this is not as good as rewatching it for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
You know? And I know I'm stepping out of the zone a little bit with horror movies and stuff like that, but them announcing the second Avatar movie and everything is, to me, is a little overhyped because I like the originality behind the first Avatar movie, but I just don't really care now that it's been so many years.
Yeah.
And they're going to get us hyped up, and it's like, okay, I'm not really feeling it anymore. I'm not really getting that excitement like I did whenever I first saw the movie twice in theaters. And then also on my first viewing, well, first time I saw it in theaters, and I bought it on DVD for the extended cut. And I'm like, I'm not having that same effect that I did in theaters.
Yeah, same.
But don't forget, the hype train isn't just real for the second one. 3, 4, 5, 6.
And again, to be the devil's advocate, but if they're doing 5 parts and it's not just visual effects, right? What if they're actually doing a full-fledged storyline for all 5 movies? And let's say they're going for a concept of almost like a Lord of the Rings, that like a lot of deep mythology.
Maybe,
but
I know the one they're doing now is underwater.
I'm okay with that, but the problem is it's been, what, over 10 years since the first one?
12. It's been 12, and I know this one's underwater, supposedly.
Who's on board? Like, who's on board?
You know what?
I'm curious.
Me too. Because Avatar is still probably the best made 3D movie I've ever seen. Like, on the big screen, it was beautiful. So I want to see what they're going to do with the second one. Will it be good? Probably not. But it's aesthetically pleasing.
It might have the Transformers effect, right? It's bad.
Yeah.
People still go see it, so.
Yeah.
True.
Don't let Rocky hear you say that.
That's true.
Yeah, exactly.
Roka, I love it. I love you, but for this one, you're a moron.
Except for Bumblebee.
The first one was good. Everything else was trash.
Bumblebee was good.
Tombstone is a Western. I will fight you on that every day of the week.
Amen, brother.
Yep.
Fun fact, and this is something you'll learn about eventually. Tombstone is the same guy who did Rambo 2 and I think Commando. The movie I'm doing the review with Whitney Seibold next week is actually his son's movie.
Oh, that's so awesome.
Yeah, it's called Beyond the Black Rainbow. But yeah, it's just funny because we talked a lot about Rambo 2 and how he was a Reaganist. He was a pro-Reagan and male toxicity and everything. So sorry, I just went to what Winnie said to me.
Hey man,
I like Rambo.
Me too. My dad looked at me funny when we saw the latest one in theaters because I'm sitting there like while he's killing everyone. My dad's just like.
I'd still say Roka's favorite movie is Ten Commandments because he was actually there for the original carving of the stone.
Oh, nice. Yeah. That's funny.
What's everyone's favorite action movie, though?
Say that again?
What, sorry?
Oh, what's everyone's favorite action movie?
If I can start.
Can I cheat?
Yeah, go ahead.
Die Hard.
Avengers Endgame.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, you know what? Fuck, I'd have to agree with you on that one.
If we're going for a cheat, that's one. If we're not going for a cheat, I'm going to go American Outlaws.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to go Rambo First Blood.
Yes, I love filmed in Hope, British Columbia.
Yeah.
To drive to Terrace, you have to drive under the sign. Like when he walks into town in that movie, he walks under a sign that says "Welcome to Hope." You have to drive underneath that sign every time you want to come up my way.
All right, I gotta share this because this is too funny from Larry. Everybody just read this. Did you see the Roka versus Abraham Lincoln smoke? I love it.
That's awesome.
Come in.
I remember that.
I'm good.
Abraham Lincoln never hold belts, right? So
yeah.
Don't forget, Lincoln was a vampire hunter too.
True.
That is an underrated movie. Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter. I love that movie.
Okay, you know what? It might be my because I love the one with the Victorian times, Pride and Prejudice.
Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies.
Yeah, I love that. A lot of people bullshit on a movie. I love that movie.
Sometimes it's good to have a movie where you can just chill and relax and shove popcorn in your face. We don't have to worry about paying attention to things.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's what I'll.
That just chill, sit down, shove popcorn in your face. That's American Outlaws. That's my guilty pleasure movie.
Mine, I'm gonna go the action adventure route. National Treasure.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I just got reviewing those.
Sorry, what?
I got reviewing that on my podcast. And
yeah?
The National Treasure movies for both of them.
I love those movies.
And I love those movies.
Yeah, same here. So I'm gonna go with that. Like it's an action adventure, but it's it's definitely one of those movies I can put it on and anywhere and be entertained.
Another one I would definitely would be John Wick, the first one. That just blew my mind. That seeing that just for me, something popped. I'm like, this is sick. This is thank you, Keanu.
Same with the first Taken. I had the same reaction with Taken.
Yeah.
Yep.
The other one's not so much.
I'm gonna have to
Taken
go
1,
with-
yeah.
Oh yeah, Taken 1 was just fantastic.
Yeah.
My favorite comedy movie is gotta flat out comedy. It's got to be Dogma.
Kevin Smith, baby.
Yeah. Tommy Boy.
Yeah.
Gotta be Dogma. It does nothing gets better than Dogma from Kevin Smith. That was peak Kevin Smith.
My favorite Kevin Smith will always be Chasing Amy, but my favorite comedy is Tommy Boy.
That's a great one.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Sadly, we just lost another actor from that movie too. The one.
Yeah, Brian Dennehy, also in First Blood. Yep.
I gotta give some love to Mean Girls.
Oh yeah, Mean Girls is good.
I love Mean Girls, man.
Yeah, same here.
A League of Their
I
Own?
love Mean Girls.
A League of Their Own is awesome.
The another one I want to mention is Forgetting Sarah Marshall. That's one of my favorite go-tos if I'm having a bad day, because of the fact that
Girlfriend approved right now. She's on a sofa and she just shook her head like, "Yep, I agree."
Yeah. It's because you liked it because you got to see Jason Segel.
All of this.
That was one of the most surprising moments in the theater for me was seeing that.
Same here. Wait, did they really show that?
Yeah.
But another thing too that I like, to go with Kevin Smith, and it's actually going to be the very first Clerks movie. And
the what? Sorry.
The Clerks.
Oh yeah.
I'm more of a Clerks
guy. I love Clerks 1 because of the fact I used to work at a video store.
Oh yeah.
So I was so I could actually relate a little bit to Randall a little bit in a sense. I wasn't like Randall, but I really love that whole entire aspect where you actually have your best friend working next door to you. You can just go ahead and just shoot the crap at them.
Yeah.
And talk about different things, and I really love that whole entire aspect.
So, have any of you guys seen James Silent Bob Reboot?
I have.
Yeah.
I really like that. It's up there. Like, it's the storyline they take with Jay in that movie is really well done.
I agree with you. Not only that, but go on.
No, go ahead. You're complimenting off what he was saying. So I have a whole different question.
Okay. Well, I just don't want to interrupt you, but no. What I love about the Jay and Silent Bob reboot is the fact that nothing really felt like it was forced. It shows you how mature some of the characters became over the years, and I love the transformation of that.
That's actually what you should do for your show.
Actually, be the same.
That's what you should do for your show.
I actually have to agree with the comment that Brandy said. Great choice. Plane, Trains, and Automobile is so underrated.
Yes.
It's so underrated. So good pick, Brandy. I like that.
Yeah.
Speaking
of Kevin Smith,
that's definitely
right there is an autographed panel from the Chasing Amy comic book from the movie by Kevin Smith.
I'm just.
Yeah, well, I bought it off the Silent Stash Secret Stash website.
John, you look like your head is tilted slightly.
So now, what's your address? I want to visit you.
Well, it's yeah, okay there. As I take down my Logan poster and my Titanic poster and all. That should give me enough time.
I'm sorry.
My BDS poster in my room.
You showed me something. I was like,
wait, Soda, you have a
DeLorean's going back into storage.
Sorry, Soda. Did you just say you have a BDSM poster in your room?
A BDS poster.
Oh, no, BDSM. Okay, I got it.
Yeah. No, I'm not into that sort of thing, Luke.
Yeah, not gonna judge, bro.
Hey, whatever.
No judgments.
Probably one of this right here is actually probably one of my most prized. This right here is probably one of my prized possessions. My DeLorean.
I love that.
I don't know if you can hear that. Yeah. From Back to the Future 2. Yeah,
Right
with
now,
all the noises and stuff.
Possession hangs right there.
That brings me to the question.
Stuck on the sword?
Oh. No. Talking about the poster.
I can't. Yeah, I'm waiting for my. I'm getting my shirt in the mail. I did the shirt.
Question for you guys: what was your favorite toy when you were younger? Is there a memory of like one particular toy?
Mine would be the Superman toy.
The what toy? Sorry.
It was a Superman toy where you had like the Kryptonian ring.
Oh yeah.
Where it's like, and basically you can go ahead and put close to Superman's base, and basically he would fall down because of the fact that he can't have any type of Kryptonian near him. So I thought that was actually pretty cool how they actually made that to like a ring to where you basically use it against your action figure. So that was like one of my favorite toys.
Mine, and it's still at my parents' place, so why I never brought it to my place is beyond me, is my Macho King Randy Savage wrestling buddy. I used to beat the crap out of that on the trampoline all the time. And like I said, I still have it.
Dude, I used to have a Hulk Hogan.
That's the one I wanted, but you know what? I couldn't go wrong with the Macho King. Yeah, dig it!
No.
Mine's going to be really pathetic.
It's a rock.
A stick.
Did you say a stick? Sorry, did you say a stick?
I grew up in the country, and our big thing is we played war in the woods.
Oh yeah.
And we would find these sticks that looked like guns. You'd be surprised how many sticks are on the floor. Bro, look like real guns.
Only thing you need is imagination, right?
Exactly.
Bingo.
Funny. I'll give you a funny story. I remember this. I think I was like 7, 8. In preschool, there was kickball, like baseball with like rolling.
Yeah.
Someone stole the kicking balls, but that was not gonna deprive us of having fun. We literally rolled an imaginary fucking ball, and we would kick it, and like it was chaos. Someone says I catch it, the other one said no, you didn't catch it, but we still play for an hour like that, right? We didn't have fucking
wow.
So only thing you need is imagination.
I'll take mine back. Hacky sack.
Yes, I remember the days of the hacky sack.
I just remembered, it just popped in my head. I don't know why it just popped in there.
Mine,
hacky sack.
Mine would be a Star Trek Next Generation shuttlecraft. I had Worf, Borg, Data, Captain Picard. So, and it was like this big. That and a small 1989 Tim Burton's Batmobile.
I still got my my Hot Wheels version.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah. I also have it as the Lego.
I have a story about the Batmobile. We actually had the Adam West Batmobile. We had the Michael Keaton Batmobile. And who was after Michael Keaton? Was it George Clooney?
Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer and then Clooney.
We had the Val Kilmer Batmobile all go through the area where I live.
Huh.
Nice.
They were being hauled on trailers down to a show in Harrisburg for a Comic-Con.
I saw the Adam West one at a Vancouver Comic-Con once, and that was pretty cool.
My favorite one has to be the Adam West one.
See, I've got a special place in my heart for the Keaton, for the 89.
I say Tumblr, man.
Same here.
I love Tumblr.
Speaking of which, Lou, the Lego Tumbler.
Yeah. There's something for me, that Batmobile is so different from all the other ones.
Yeah.
And yet for me, and shows how brilliant Nolan is the most realistic, like to do all those things, right? You can't just go to a normal car base. It has to be custom made, having military purpose. it's just brilliant. And for me, that design came out of so much research, and not just I want something long with bat ears and make it look like a penis. No, there's some thought behind it.
Yeah, no,
And no,
Right, to it.
Is that what?
I said no bat nipples.
Yeah, yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Bat cod pieces. I've also got this. When they re-released this line, I had to buy it.
Nice.
Oh,
Old school.
Yeah, and all the parts come apart and stuff. Yeah, my parents would never buy that for me as a kid, so when they released the line, I bought it right away.
Very cool.
I just realized I got too much shit.
Yeah.
I would say my favorite Megazord is probably the Shogun Sword.
See, I've got a soft place in my heart for the one where after the White Ranger, when they had the Green Ranger, where his dinosaur went attached to the back. I don't know, there's something about that one.
I mean, other than the fact that it looks like it's going to seriously nuke Russia.
That's true. That's true. Did you guys ever see the
country that popped in my head?
Hotel Nerd? If you haven't already, you should check out the episode of the Toys That Made Us on the Power Rangers.
Yeah, it was
a good episode.
Was amazing.
That's on Netflix, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yeah. Okay, I thought so. Because I watched all of the movies that made us.
That was a good one, too.
And if you haven't watched the Ghostbusters 84 one, holy shit, the shit they went through to make that movie.
Yeah. For me, the one that actually was surprised me the most was the Dirty Dancing one. That and the Home Alone. Just to hear about those ones.
I haven't. Those are two that I haven't watched yet. I avoided the Dirty Dancing one because I hate that movie with a passion.
Fair enough, but it's just interesting to hear. Like, they go back to a lot of locations and see how much it's changed. Like the lake where they practice that lift, the lake is gone. They still have the blocks that they stood on to do it, but the lake is gone.
Did they get rid of it themselves, or did they just?
I can't remember. I do not think it was them that did it.
I know my favorite type of newer material that he ever had was North and South.
Yeah, that's a great miniseries. My parents used to watch it a lot when I was a kid.
It's a very hard watch, though.
Mm-hmm. One I'm watching right now is Chernobyl.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, nice.
That's the one that was on HBO, right?
Yeah,
correct.
It's
I do want to watch it. I'm hoping that comes out with HBO Max so that I can watch it.
It should.
You just hear like the event, right? But seeing the stories behind the monumental moment that changed a lot of things is amazing. It's how can I say that?
We almost had a Chernobyl here in Pennsylvania.
How come?
3 Mile Island back in the
70s. Yeah, that's right.
That is 2.5 hours away from me.
Woof.
Oh. Let's see. The show that I was watching was that Stephen King movie, The Outsider.
Oh yeah, I never watched it.
I need to watch that one too. You keep saying that one to me, and I've yet to watch it.
It's really good. I actually read part of the book. I haven't read the whole entire thing yet, all the way through. But really love the fact that Stephen King actually wrote a history novel and then blended it in with some supernatural effect to it as well. So it was a perfect combination of mystery, sci-fi, and some horror aspects to it.
What platform is that on?
HBO.
It's on HBO. Yep.
Okay, so it should be on Crave.
Yeah, it should be on Crave. Yeah.
Yeah, see, up here we have our version of Hulu. It's called Crave. Because we're not cool enough to have Hulu.
Nope.
Oh, wow. I got that up in Canada and everything.
You guys have to wait for it.
Some things, like the WWE Network, we had to wait 2 years for. Disney Plus launched day of. Our distribution rights up here suck.
Well, because it's owned by Bell. Bell basically controls a lot of the telecommunications in Canada. You got couples like here and there that are pretty big now, but they're the biggest telecoms, and they're the one that wanted to create their own Netflix a bit, but partnering up with HBO and with Stars.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So
Let's see. I think people have some comments though, too, Chris. Let's see.
What's that?
Yeah. What do your fans have to say?
I think. Let's see. I know that Brandy said that she's a fan of the Ghostbuster movies.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And then Barry was saying that he wanted to know what our favorite Schmodown competitors are.
all right.
Yeah, I was going to bring it up before we ended and everything.
Okay. It's for me. It's sorry. Go ahead.
I'm trying to think because I'm literally a rookie fan. So
when did you start watching?
This season.
Wow. Okay.
I started watching with the draft.
Wow. Is that what got you in? Was the draft?
Yeah, that's actually what enticed me into it.
Very nice.
For me, I go on Roka because of the fact I've been there for season 1. And the rivalry, everything that he went through with the belts, and then how he became a heel, and then he winds up being a hero later on. And then when Team Action comes into play, that's when everything just starts going down. Like, the whole drama, everything. And that's what I love about Team Action, was, especially with the thing, Roka, when it by Team Action, by Andrew Guy, that part I really liked. Then also like it too when the thing too was the Stuff versus Makuga match was one of my favorites, and Makuga is still one of my favorite competitors too.
Because
I like how surprised he gets when he wins a match.
Yeah. Yeah, Finn Draco versus Makuga was pretty funny.
Wow, I just remembered the horror movie I was looking for, Hellraiser. Sorry, I finally.
The end of that movie.
I have to give you props on that, man.
That's a creepy fucking movie.
I have DSL, right? It took me 20 minutes to get the answer, but I got it.
Nice.
You got it, man.
I'm a big fan of Roke and all those guys, but truthfully, my favorite is the Clark Wolf. Great competitor, but you know what? Even better promo was like her "We Are the League" statement stays with me. That promo just.
I agree.
I love
her and Rachel are.
Yeah, oh for sure, they're great. But I mean, this Clark Wolf, just I don't know, some behind her. She's my girl.
I can tell you who I don't like. That'd be a lot easier for me.
Snyder.
Yes, Snyder. I do not like him at all. And I also do not like Finstock.
In that case, that means he's doing his job. That's his job, to be that unlikable. Hannah, Snyder, all those people, that's what they do, right? They want you to hate them.
But Snyder's also like that in real life, though. Snyder's like that in real life, too.
I know, but you see, that's what he tried, like, that's what he's aiming for, right? So he's doing his job.
No, you're not wrong.
When you completely shut out an entire class to film just because they're below your grade, fuck off. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're not wrong there.
I don't even know how else to say it. Just be gone.
Yeah. Who's yours, Lou?
For me, just as like Schmodown person, Makuga, it's him and Finstock are the reasons why I gotta be a fan. Now, for performance-wise, I gotta say it's a boring answer, but damn Merle, he keeps blowing your mind every time, you know. And since doing these shows and getting to know people, I say my favorite person as a person, just have a conversation, is Kaiser. I love the dude.
Oh yeah, we had such a great time with Kaiser on the show. Like, you guys should definitely go back and watch that interview. It was so much fun.
or even have him on your show because he's a hoot to talk to.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
I would say my favorite moment out of everything, because I've actually been listening while I'm at work about going with the trial of JTE.
Yeah,
like I put the quote up. I don't know if you guys were following me at the time. I don't know if I can find it here real quick. I might be able to, but it was the one that says something about it's worth to be accused of cheating and winning than to have not cheated and lost, or something like that. That
he's not wrong.
That's my favorite line. I mean, I know I'm extremely paraphrasing that, but that's an awesome line.
That you can't go wrong with. My client is on. This is trial and error. My client's on trial, and that's an error. You can't go wrong with that one.
It sucks. But don't forget, this is this season. Like, I don't think he knows your reference though, right? This is back in season 1 or 2, man.
Well, what I just said is from the same thing as his trial JTE.
Oh,
yeah, that's where I'm at in season 1.
Okay, so you're revisiting.
Than that. Yeah. I'm up to the point to where Christian gets fucked over by the blue fairy when he faces.
Oh yeah.
And he just Ellis.
Only in those season 1 rules could Makuga ever challenge. It was only in those season 1 rules that Makuga would ever have a shot at challenging for the title. Only then.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, bro. Okay, we're gonna go in Schmoes non-Canada mode, but I'm sorry, Soda. You can never discount out Makuga. He, Howard, is a great guesser, and she has this technique to wash down movies until she can't the answer. Makuga is the inventor of that, so never count him out.
Mm-hmm.
No, but the thing is, Makuga probably couldn't string together the amount of wins needed to get to a title match. That's the thing. Yeah, he's a good competitor, but can he do 3-4 matches in a row, wins in a row? That's the thing.
Now, can I ask? I'm just, like I said, a complete rookie here. What the hell ever happened to JTE? Because he's there. He's probably through season 1.
Okay, wait.
Okay.
Describe it.
I can probably answer that.
Describe it as Harloff would. He's what's his origins again?
Oh, that's Knapsack, the famed Ecuadorian movie reviewer, Josh Tapia.
Yep.
No, I can answer
and
that.
Also,
sorry, go ahead.
Go on. Okay.
No, you can go ahead first.
Also mispronouncing names. Also mispronouncing movie names.
Yeah,
and also actors and actresses.
Yeah.
Yep.
The last time I ever heard anything about JT at all, like outside of Schmoes, he fucked something where he put a review out before the embargo was up.
Wonder Woman.
For it. And then he's just
okay. So what happened with JTE? I'm gonna. This is gonna bring up the whole Andy Signore thing or whatever. But his girlfriend was one of the people that accused Andy Signore of all that stuff. A year after the fact, when Andy spoke, he brought to light some evidence that maybe she wasn't exactly telling the truth. And not long after that, they left Los Angeles and they live in Wisconsin now. JT still does all of his movie reviews and whatever, but he doesn't live in Los Angeles anymore. He's in Wisconsin, and that's why it was a little weird when Roxy drafted him. But yeah, no, that's why you don't really hear a lot from him anymore, because he's not actually involved with those guys as much. Which, now that it's surprising that they've never had him on SCN now that they're doing the whole COVID thing, because he could easily just call in. I'm shocked.
Yeah, but maybe he doesn't want to talk about it now.
Maybe, but that's just just the rumors as to why he moved. Like he says, because his housing is more affordable, and that's his goal, is to get a house and a family and all that jazz. But that's just the rumor I'd heard. It had to do with the fallout of the Signore thing.
I didn't even know anything about. I knew about the Signore thing, but I didn't know that correlated into that. And I'm not trying to dredge up bad vibes here. It's just me as a rookie, it's like, okay, I'm listening at season 1. He's prominent through season 1.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking of, I've heard of him and I've seen him a couple of times in passing, like in other material.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, he's just gone. It's like,
yeah.
What happened?
Well, like I said, it's all conjecture. It's not, I can't, none of that's proven, but that's just what I've heard.
Now, to go into Schmoes terms, he, as a competitor, he used to be a buffoon, okay? No one took him seriously. He had good moments when no one took seriously. I'm not going to spoil for you if you're not aware of the other seasons, but he ends up doing one of the greatest accomplishments we've seen in Schmoes. So he went from complete buffoon to how did he do it, So he's a special one. He's definitely a special one.
There is something you might want to check out when you get there. He actually was the first competitor to have his own documentary.
Yep.
So you might want to look that one up too.
All right.
Are you a Patreon?
Yeah, I'm actually director.
Oh, nice. But the JTE one is not a Patreon exclusive. This was done years ago. So you can find it on YouTube.
Yep.
All right. Yeah,
I have to respect
was curious about that. I just didn't, like I said, I didn't want to drudge up any bad vibes or anything.
It's a fair question.
As a fan, it's like, I know this guy, I know the name, and then I know he screwed something up, and then he's just gone. I didn't know Christian, like, the dude, you gotta go.
No. See, JTE wasn't affiliated with them for his movie reviews, but man, did they give him shit for that. That was the one they were ripping him about for a long time.
Well, also, too, I remember how he got onto the Schmoes, too. Like, he pretended to actually...
live there.
He didn't... What? Yeah, he pretended, what, to live there or to be an intern?
Yeah,
or something
he essentially lied his way into an internship.
He lied his way internship with the Schmoes.
Yeah.
What the hell did he do? Play fucking Leonardo DiCaprio and Catch Me If You Can?
Not really, but basically, like what?
JT,
what did you basically?
JT and Catch Me If You Can. Oh my god, that would be so hilarious to see.
Hey, sign me up. I'll go to see that movie.
Oh,
but no, basically, it's exactly what Movie Lovers just said. They had to put an ad for an intern. JT was in Los Angeles visiting. He went interviewed saying, "Yeah, I live there. I can spare whatever." Like, great, had a job, and he had to figure out how to actually move to Los Angeles. Yeah. Ken Napsall loves to tell that story.
No.
Yeah, Ken Napsall loves to tell that story.
There is a question I want to answer, and Lara Elise, keep sending those because these are good questions. Who's your Star Wars winner? I don't know, Hotel, if you know enough about the tournament to give an answer, but who do you pick for?
I'm picking Scrimshaw.
All right.
I do know of Napsok and Scrimshaw because I listen to Force Center, and anybody that wants a Star Wars fix, I recommend that show.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's a good show.
That show is enjoyable as hell. Like, that's the quickest 2 hours on podcasts that I can do, honestly, when I'm at work.
What about you, Movie Lovers? Who's yours?
I'm going to have to go Chris on that one, too, as well.
See, I'm going to go Laura Kelly.
The whole entire level of gameplay.
Yeah. Fair enough. And Scrimshaw, he definitely could win it, but personally, I'm going to go with Laura Kelly.
And
I can see why. I can understand that.
She's
fascinating fact. She's a beast, and actually, fascinating fact I learned about her because me and Dave interviewed her. She is a relatively new Star Wars fan. She only started watching in 2014.
Wow, that's amazing.
That was Force Awakens.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what she knew about it, but that's what got her hooked was Force Awakens.
So that what makes her scary. She's not done studying. She still has a lot to learn. So imagine she accumulates all that knowledge and then applies it eventually. I don't think she's gonna win this tournament, but she's definitely one to look out for in maybe a season or two.
Yeah, and definitely after hearing all that, it made the fact that she took Damon to the 5-pointer even all the more impressive. She's the only one to do it.
It is true. For me, I think it's going to be Scrimshaw versus Kelly. Scrimshaw wins, but by a hair. Yeah, by really a hair.
Fair enough.
Yep.
I gotta remember. I had Parker for the inner geekdom. I think Parker was.
Yeah, I think I'm agreed on that. And I know Louis is. Yeah.
I'm the biggest preacher of Parker since the fucking beginning, man. I've been preaching to kids so much.
Like I said, I did these two picks off the top of my head. One, I picked Scrimshaw because I know who Scrimshaw is. I know his knowledge because I actually had the final being Scrimshaw and Knapsack. That's what I had my.
That would be fun.
That would be.
But the inner geekdom one, I'm kind of like, I have no idea. So I'm just going to pick a name. And Robert Parker's name was close enough to Peter Parker. So
well, it's a good
I like your logic.
It's a good choice. Because okay, in that case, if you're not aware of him, he's from the obviously the fan leagues. But this kid, if I'm not mistaken, is 24-0 in any trivia league. So inner geekdom type of thing or singles, he hasn't lost a match ever, and it's continuing in Schmoedown. So that kid is scary.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I just looked at the clock here on the East Coast, and 5:30 comes early. So I'm gonna head over.
God bless Pacific Standard Time.
Yeah, I'm gonna head over to the donations page right now, and I'm sad to say I was hoping that we would have garnered a little bit more support than this tonight, but we only have one, and it's from Lawrence Lease that donated $2.
Hey, well, thank you.
He said, in reference to us talking about horror movies, A Quiet Place was amazing. I know some secrets about the second one. I'm angry that the second one got delayed.
Oh, wow.
I haven't
so
seen
someone's in the know. Well, no, it's not out yet.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, it was going to be released, and then COVID happened, and they got pushed back.
Yeah, they literally shut everything down like 2 days before it was supposed to come out.
Yeah.
All right, and also just to answer this one real quick, because I'm not understanding this one either, so I'll let you three answer this.
Okay.
But Larry is also asked, and saw the play-in match, but can anyone explain what happened causing the challenge?
I can. The Star Wars match that happened this week.
Oh, yeah, that's okay. Yeah, go ahead. You're better suited to explain that.
Okay, so basically what happened was the answer that Ace gave. Was it Ace? Yeah, the answer that Ace gave. No, sorry, it was Cavato. The answer Cavato gave was essentially he didn't give the character's full name. It's like I can't remember what the answer was, but essentially the equivalent and the example that was used in the match was it's like if you answered instead of Qui-Gon Jinn, you called him Qui-Jin, and they accepted the answer. That's what the challenge was, basically. Yeah. And they originally they denied the challenge, but they ended up reversing it after the fact.
Yeah, it was controversial. Star Wars is its own thing, right? It almost has its own like rules that fans invented. So there's a lot of it's not. I wouldn't want to judge rulings on Star Wars. There's got to be spoken.
Yeah. And that's also like the thing about being live too, and with the setup, like they're using a similar setup to us. It's really hard to actually go further into a challenge like that. So,
yeah, it's gonna be interesting in the future to see if they're able to fix those learners.
Yeah.
Either way, hotel, you got to go to bed. We're gonna just ramble on because we like to talk. Sorry about that.
Right. So
that's the thing about Frenchmen. We talk forever.
Oh yeah.
So
I enjoyed it.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, it was good.
John, thank you for leading tonight, and I did pick up a few pointers along the way. So, John, I will let you lead the sign-offs, being that you're leading right
now. Okay. So everybody can reach me at Movie Loves Your Night. I'm actually got a Facebook page where it's Movie Loves Your Night /TV Lovers Unite. Then you can reach me on my podcast on Anchor, Spotify, and all the other places that you can actually listen to podcasts on from Movie Lovers Unite. You can also reach me at John DiGregorio on Twitter, Movie Lovers Unite on Twitter, which actually Movie Lovers Unit. You can also reach me on Instagram as well at Movie Lovers Unite. And of course, just go on and check out that Hotel Nerd. And I'm going to go ahead and let Go to the North, introduce themselves, and where they can actually, where you guys can actually follow them at.
So you can find me across all platforms at soda_saxman. That's on the Twitter and Instagram. I am the Twitter mod for Media Sweaties Network. You can also find me every Tuesday or Wednesday on Schmoedown Night in Canada, where we discuss all things in the world of Schmoedown, and also on Northern Consultations with my buddy there, Lou. So that's where you can find me.
And it's pretty simple for me. I'm not big on social media, but you can find me on the Northern Schmoes Twitter. You can also find me on Facebook under my name, Louis Monette. If not, you're just going to find me in bed because it's late for me too, and I'm tired.
And as for me, like I said before, mine's simple, straight to the point. All social media platforms, look up Hotel Nerd, you'll find me. Also, Patreon, Streamlabs. I have a Discord server up and running, so if you want to join that, all levels of Patreon, you get into my Discord. So go over, sign up for Discord, and we'll see you in the Discord server, and let's get some topics going for more shows. I'm open to ideas as well for anybody you want to see on here as guests, interviews, you name it. We'll try to make it happen. So with that, I would like to say thank you to everybody that was here tonight. Great discussion. Would love to have you guys sooner rather than later.
Well, thanks,
sir. For sure. Thank you for having us.
I feel like I could learn a lot out of Schmoedown just as a rookie kid, just talking to you guys. Maybe one of these days we'll just do flat out just Schmoedown talk, and I can throw questions at you and learn through osmosis.
Yeah, we can definitely do that.
Oh yeah, definitely. You got the right voice for that. And by the way, I just wanted to give a special shout out to people who are very active in the comments. Thank you very much for keeping the discussion alive. Also, Larry, Lee, and Randy Shank. You got some good choices when we're talking about movies.
Yeah.
All right. That's definitely.
So, we'll catch you on the flip side. Thank you. Have a good night.
Bye-bye.
All right.
See you later.
Bye.